there once again, wonderful people of YouTube land. It is your friend, W-ELF26. Hey, I was just thinking, the other day, a friend of mine, Captain Fergal, and another friend of mine, Slipstream GT, were talking to me about how a few major department stores, franchises, are perhaps going to no longer support physical media. And this was kind of vague. We're not certain who's committed to this action or not, and they claim this will take place sometime in 2024. But let me tell you, when your store basically made its profits on selling physical media, then what exactly is your store going to make profit on after that? I don't understand that. It's not like people are going to download specifically from the store's website. No, they'll bypass it and go to whoever the cheaper downloads are. So that doesn't make sense. And a lot of people, even in their 30s, enjoy box sets and collector's edition DVDs and Blu-rays. But let's also get beyond that too, because there's another reason why I'm making this video right now. Most people, intelligent people, know that physical media is something that we really wish to continue, we wish to keep. You can't put a collector's edition movie on a shelf if it's only a measly download. And sometimes you have to switch. You get a new computer, you get a new phone, you have to switch. And sometimes your phone will accommodate you switching to a new phone, but some of your digital copied content, your digital copy that is yours, some of them won't allow you to switch over to your new device. You were allowed by purchase to put it on the one device. And some of them keep track of the device they are now on and do not wish to transfer to another device. Some of you know exactly which titles I'm talking about and which companies have done that. And some of you are new to this and you have no idea where I'm coming from with this frame of reference. Anyway, I also want to push out something else, because people have been bad-mouthing older media, saying all kinds of crazy stuff like, oh, well, PS2 media, they're starting to show disc rot and some of the earlier PS2 media and some of the very first GameCube medias. And I gotta tell you, I've got some pretty older game discs. A friend of mine has a Sega CD. I used to have Sega CD also. And my friend with Sega CD games has not reported any of his Sega CD discs having any disc rot. And we're talking games that were done back in 1992 on a disc. So if they're stored in a proper dry, medium humid place, you shouldn't experience disc rot or disc clouding. Now, people that have abused their games and left them in extreme temperatures, usually extremely hot temperatures, might get a little bit of disc clouding. As far as the disc rot itself, which is like a rusting of the interior metal parts of your CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, that usually comes from being in an overly humid place. I come from Central Florida, and we are extremely humid. But yet, nevertheless, I have gone out of my way to protect my media. And I'm going to give you a little example of that right now. A little bit of a camera change. I'm not sure if I was in frame during all that, so forgive me if I wasn't. Here I have some examples. I'm not going to go into all this right now. My Skyrim's pretty recent. It's only PS3. And that disc is immaculate. This is a GameCube disc from I believe this was 2004 or 2005. This is the GameCube version of Mortal Kombat Deception. If you had a PSP, you played basically the same game called Mortal Kombat Unchained, which was a UMD, which was even just slightly smaller than this GameCube disc. The small nature of these GameCube discs kind of suggests that maybe they should have made a portable that plays these. It would be nice to see some modders portable GameCubes that actually play the disc media. considering how small this actually is. Yeah. But getting back to my further point, like I said, newer game. We move the Romulan Warbird here. Slightly kind of recent game, but that's 2004, so that we're almost 20 years old just on this game alone. And now we go back, here let me move the Enterprise out of the way. This disc. This is the PlayStation 1, PS1, PSX, version, not of Trilogy, but of Mortal Kombat 3. And this game was made in 1995. And as you can see, it's actually in pretty dang good condition. The black darkened sunglass material nature of these discs, you can't really see if there's any rust, but I was playing this yesterday through my PS3, but on the disc, and it played like a champ. There's no problem with this game. And I've had this game a long time. Here's my little sort of custom box for it. But yeah, this disc is from 1995. The year 1995. And there is nothing wrong with this disc. Right here in the heart of Central Florida, no less. So, I got to tell you guys, when it comes to disc rot and the looming menace of disc rot, it mainly comes from people being reckless with the storage of their media. Physical media is good, and it will be good to you. Good to you, the viewer. Only if you're good to it. So I hope you guys realize that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And physical media will always retain its value. Plus there's a thing of the idea of trade-ins. Trade-ins, for that you need physical media to trade in, to have trade-in value. You download something, you have no trade-in value. Can't trade it, not allowed to trade it. You basically have paid for the right to rent downloads. Do you understand? You're paying to rent a download, whether it be a movie or some really awesome game or something. If it's download only, you're paying only to rent it. You have no ownership claims to it. You can't transfer it to other devices. Once you're on your initial device, that's pretty much it for the most part. There might be one or two mild exceptions to that. But that's basically it. So value your vintage media, whatever format, even the cartridges, like your Sega Genesis cartridges and your classic Nintendo and SNES and Nintendo 64 cartridges. And remember, physical vintage media will always have value. But this digital stuff, and I started to get real suspicious when I first saw an Xbox machine that didn't have a disk drive, where it was just download only. And then I got extra suspicious of Sony, who seemed very open to this too, although I shouldn't have been that surprised by it because the PSP Go was download only. But look at the PSP Go. They went to the Vita. The Vita used cartridges. Wasn't download only. So the format of download only didn't seem to really kick in with the PSP Go. Otherwise, that would have been the standard format for that point forward on their portables. All right, guys. You have a good one. You've heard what the W-ELF26 had to say about it. And I look forward to your comments below. Please be respectful so YouTube doesn't erase your comment before I even get to see it. That means no vulgarity or foul-mouthed words. That seems to be the triggers that makes YouTube just grab a hold and hook things right out of the comments. So, all right, guys, before I go rambling off into who knows where, I just want you guys to realize that. And look at my disc from 1995 with no disc rot. Keep in mind, I know people that have Sega CD media that also does not have disc rot because they've kept their media carefully. They've protected their media. Whether you gotta get igloo coolers or whatever to store your stuff in, use silica gel packs to reduce moisture or whatever, make the attempt and you'll protect your media better. All right, guys, have a good one. Give a big shout out to Captain Frugal, a big shout out to Spore Hacker, a big shout out to Slipstream GT, Mr. Mods, and a big shout out to Captain Howdy and my good pal Flashback. All right, anyone else? Oh yeah, a big shout out to Daryl Tsung, who I refer to as Daryl Lau, and he sometimes goes by the name Bushy Stallion. All right, guys, have a great one. This is your good friend, W-ELF26, and I'll try to expound on this video and some other videos soon to come. Keep looking at the short videos too, but don't forget about these regular videos. We get more information out there. We want to keep our retro gaming community and retro pop culture community together. And have a good one, folks. WildElf26. Bye.